Hello and welcome to today's class. For today, we're trying to discuss an important aspect in chemistry known as number of particles in an element or ion, right? So last class, we tried to understand how to write compound using the concept of valency last class. So for today, we'll dive into number of particles in an element or ion. Last class, we from our very first class, we define element as a substance that cannot be split by an ordinary chemical means, right? Last class, we define element. Also, we define something important, ion. We said ion are simply group of atom with what? Electric charge, right? Atom or group of atom with what? The electric charge, either positive or negative. They are still what? The ion, either positive or negative. They are still what? The ion. Also, we define something. We define atom again. We define atom as the smallest particle in an element, right? The small particle in an element. Last class, we define atom as a smallest particle that can take place in a chemical reaction, right? So that's like atom. And we for an overview, we said that atom, this atom here, consists of three particles, right? We have the proton, we have the neutron, and we have the electron, right? Proton, neutron, and the electron. Last class, we said atom consists of three particles: the proton, neutron, and the electron, right? So for this concept here, what was our main tasks for this concept here? Number of particles in an element or ion. For this idea here, note please, note, one line space paragraph. Note, here we try to get the total number of electron and proton in an atom of an element. So for this concept here, we will try to get the total number of proton and neutron present in an atom of an element. Let's say I'm given an element. Let's say I'm given magnesium. If I'm given magnesium, that's Mg. If I'm told to find the total number of proton and electron in magnesium, how will I do that? So that's what we're looking for. Well, that's what we're looking towards for this concept here, right? So record the following. Recall the following. Number one. Recall the following. Number one. Atom gain electron to become negatively charged. Atom gain electron to become negatively charged. That's from our last class concept. Note number two, atom lose electron to become positively charged. Atom lose electron to become positively charged, right? And one last one there. For a neutral atom, note number 3, or recall number 3. For a neutral atom, there are equal amount of proton and electron. For a neutral atom, there are equal amount of proton and electron. When I say something is neutral, what do I mean? Any idea? When I say something is a neutral atom, what do I mean? It means that that element does not have charge, or perhaps that atom do not have charge. Look up, if I'm having chlorine this way, this is what? A neutral atom. Why? There's no charge. But if I'm having Cl minus, this is what? Chlorine ion. This is not a neutral atom. Why? It's having a charge, right? So irrespective of their charges, either positive or negative. So far as having an ion is not what? Is not a neutral atom. So a neutral atom is simply an atom that does not have what? Charge, either positive or negative. So for this one now, chlorine is just natural. Nothing is up here. Either plus or neither plus or minus is here. So it's what? A neutral atom. But in case I'm having chlorine minus, this is not a what? A neutral atom here. Is what? This means what? Chlorine what? Gaining one electron minus. This chlorine gaining one electron. So it's not what? A neutral atom in this case here. That's the concept behind understanding the idea behind a neutral atom, right? A neutral atom is simply an atom that's what that does not have either positive or negative ion. That's and there are equal amount of proton and electron for a neutral atom. Very, very important, please. Very important. Very important. Let's take some example and further explain this concept. Example 1. All right, example 1. Let's further explain this concept. If I'm having Mg, magnesium is atomic number what? Number 12. Now, the question says find the total number of proton and electron in magnesium. I'm having magnesium. I'm told to find total number of proton and electron. What do you do? First is first, before you can solve this, note the following. I want to give you something to note. Note that the atomic number of an element is equal to the number of proton in an atom of that element. Very, very important. So if I'm saying that magnesium have the atomic number 12, it means that proton is what? 12 automatically. That's it. It's constant. So the atomic number of an element is equal to the number of proton in an atom of that element. Very, very important. It's constant. So to get the number of proton now here is what? Is 12. Why? Because my atomic number is 12. So proton what? Will be 12. Let's get electron. To get electron, this is the question you ask yourself. The question is that, is this atom a neutral atom? Of course, this is what? This is a what? A neutral atom. Why? Because it does not have any charge, either positive or negative. Nothing is here. It's a what? A neutral atom. And we said for a neutral atom, there are equal amount of proton and electron. If that is true, my proton is 12. Automatically, my electron is 12. Why? Because it's a what? A neutral atom. And for a neutral atom, there are equal amount of proton and electron. Why is proton 12? Because my atomic number is 12. And I said the atomic number of an element is equal to the number of proton in an atom of that element. Very, very important, please. All right, we're done with magnesium. Let's example 2. Example 2. Normally we are meant to find the number of electron, proton, and neutron, right? So how do you get neutron? What do you do? We discussed that very much more better in the next class. So in the next class, we'll not be looking in how to find the number of electron, proton, and also neutron. But in this case here, let's discuss proton and neutron very well. Now, for example 2, let's say I have magnesium 2 plus this way, right? This is magnesium 2 plus. What's mean 2 plus? Is magnesium what they losing 2 electron, right? Magnesium losing 2 electron. So let's get number of proton and electron here. Proton and electron. First is first, we said the atomic number of an element. What's the atomic number for magnesium? That's what? 12. It means my proton what? Is 12, no time. Proton is 12, right? Don't waste your time. Why? It's constant, I told you earlier. Now, let's get electron, please. When it comes to getting electron, I said the question you ask yourself is that atom given, is it a neutral atom? Of course, this one here is not what? Is not a neutral atom. Why? Because I'm having a charge here. This is a positive charge, 2 plus. Right? Now look up. Let's assume that magnesium does not have any is neutral, like is neutral. My proton is 12. It means what? My electron will be what? Electron will be 12. So it means that my electron will be 12 if it was neutral, right? But I'm having 2 plus. 2 plus means what? Losing 2 electrons. So it means that I will minus 2 from this. For an overview, my total electron here is what? Is 10. So for this magnesium 2 plus, my total proton is 12. My electron is 10. This is how it works. This is how it works. Let's say I have chlorine, example 3. Example 3. Let's say I have chlorine, as this way, chlorine. The atomic number of chlorine is what there? 17. I have 17 as my chlorine. Let's get total number of proton and total number of electron for chlorine. First is first, my proton is already what? 17. No time. Proton is 17. Electron, ask yourself, is this a neutral atom? Of course, yes, no charge. So it means that I will have what the equal number of proton and electron for a neutral atom. We are done. Example 4. Let's say I'm having example 4. Example 4. Let's say I'm having perhaps chlorine minus. Let's get the total number of proton and electron, yeah? So get the total number of proton and electron. What do you do there? What's the first task? Huh? What's proton here? 17. My proton is what there? 17, yeah? What's electron? Yes. Let's assume this was a, oh, okay, if I have minus 1, what does this one mean? Is it chlorine what there? Gaining 1 electron. Chlorine is what? Gaining 1 electron, as in this case. I explained this last class. When we're dealing with concept of valency. Yes, valency radical. I explained this concept, why it is minus, right? So this chlorine minus, it means what? Chlorine is what? Gaining electron, right? Yes, gaining 1 electron. So let's assume that chlorine was a neutral atom, no charge. It means that my electron what will be 17. 17, Abi. But in this, I have what? Minus 1. It means that is what? Gaining 1 electron. Minus gaining, please. So it means I've had what? 1 to it. It's gain electron. So that becomes what the E is equal to what? 18. So it means that my proton is 17 and my electron is 18. This is how to find the total number of proton and electron in an atom of an element. So right, with this concept, I believe you should be able to solve some JAMB question related to this. Right, you might be given